Opera is passion. Opera is love. Opera is hate. There's a story to be told. There's history to be told. In opera, one could see murder, death, beheadings, having people having affairs with each other, conjuring up the spirits of the dead, curses, hexes. I could go on and on and on.
Operas being written in the 12th and 13th centuries. So opera was entertainment.
The Monteverdi operas, which you have to really like that style of music back in that period. But as you move on, there's the Romantic period of music, which a lot of the Romantic composers wrote. Leoncavallo, Verdi, Puccini, Wagner. And then there's the most dramatico, which is more of the powerful operas, which take in the Wagner's ring cycles. The periods start breaking up in the writings of the music. So yeah, the four periods of music, you got to look at the Baroque, the classical, but once you get into the Romantic era, that's when all the composers started writing very, very beautiful themes, and operas become more influential and more dramatic and more beautiful and more, you can't live without them.
What is the progression of opera staging?
Opera came a long way from the earlier days of being the early days of the 40s and 50s, where the characters would just stand there. The opera companies had censors that they couldn't do this, this, and this, because God forbid if you upset the crowds, they would come back again. I mean, you would have a beautiful scene like Tristan and Isolde. There was one production was so bad, they were like this far apart from each other, instead of being on top of each other. Tristan and Isolde is a powerful love opera. Now, the modern day operas, the operas that are coming about today, they want to see people hugging. They want to see people kissing each other. They want to see the realism, what the composer had intended. But look at the composers who used Shakespeare's operas. Verdi, for a perfect example, Argo Boito is in Mephistopheles. Verdi used Othello based on a Shakespeare. Shakespeare was very English, very proper English. It was very difficult to retranslate. This is why Argo Boito, the librettist for Verdi, had to take Shakespeare apart and reorganize some of the wording that Shakespeare had intended because it didn't fit in with the Italian.
What's your favorite Shakespearean-based opera?
Othello is a very powerful Shakespearean opera. You get into that second act and you hear that aria of Iago, you get to believe what Verdi had intended for this character. Credo in crudello Dio. I believe in this one cruel God. And as he's singing this big aria, he looks to the heavens and said, but you created me out of evil. You, the God. And at the end, he says, "Il numi," it's all ended through you. The whole opera of Othello deals with a handkerchief that created the monstrous death of Desdemona. That's why she says the Ave Maria, "Dear Lord, Hail Mary, full of grace, protect me as I sleep tonight, for he's going to kill me." And she says she tells the maid, go away. Let me say my prayer. And she's kneeling down. Of course, we know what happens. We know Othello enters and murders her. And thus he murders himself. Opera has to be enjoyed. What does the word opera mean to the listener? There are some modern day operas that did come about. Samuel Barber wrote Cleopatra for the opening of the new Met, which actually was not, it never did anything but fail. Leontine Price sang the title role.
What makes each opera want you to listen to it?
A lot of that has to do with the storyline. If the storyline is intriguing and you know something of the music, then you'll sit and listen to it, certain segments of it. If the opera is really intensified, such as the Tosca, because it's history and dramatic music, I would listen to the whole thing.